shortly we'll be introducing you to our elite wheelchair competitors. As always, it's a hugely competitive race. It's the one that kicks it all off. And for our spectators, you will marvel at the speed of these athletes. You'll be pushing themselves around this course. It's a great course for wheelchair racing. The tracks are the best in the UK. And it will be followed by the elite women's race. Rick Brown's Jill Steele, one of the favourites there. And the two times world champion who yesterday spent such a lot of time inspiring our young athletes and our junior academic runs at the campus. And of course, welcoming back to Manchester, the two-time winner of this event, the Great Television One, triple Olympic champion, flight and she lands up also the top class field as well. We're showing the winners of our junior So we're hearing from one of the great places you'll be able to start we're here for today's rundown. Hopefully the best these days to your team speeds more sport and obviously mainstream use and other one-shade areas on the mix. It's Mr. Ian Thomas who's with us down here on the start line. You were very good morning. You were going to swap you first of all because you're dressed in a nice subtle manner. A luminous yellow t-shirt, luminous yellow shoes. And what you do today is you're regular at these events, raising charity, but today's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm going to attempt to live stream my race, my whole event today on Periscope. I'm going to sell this in, but just hope to show people like the I always got way too fast, get to about 1-3 and I'm in pain.
Lots of people who get involved with like costumes and carrying things around, always say, oh, my arms aching. So you think you're working on the guns here, you're going to be alternating arms with this chopping stick and 10k, what are you doing?
Chris, I always work on the guns. I think I have to alternate arms because although
The start line to you very shortly.
And while we get ready to do that, let me remind you there is free Great Run Wi-Fi at the start and finish area. So just look for Great Run Wi-Fi, get yourself logged on there, it's completely free. And once you're online, Facebook and Twitter and all the rest, it is hashtag Great Manchester Run. And we've also got a filter on Snapchat, just look for the Great Run series.
To the 2016 Great Manchester Run Elite Wheelchair Race. Start line, wearing race number 181.
Being the proud host city of the Great Manchester Run since 2003. Lots of improvements going on in the city. Next year it's going to be an even better and bigger home for this event, which is going to grow and grow with the introduction. Well, amazing sight there at the start line. Some of the world's top distance runners, world champions, Olympic champions, record holders, national champions, all lining up at the front end of this Great Manchester Run for 2016. What's amazing about this run is we get people who have never done a 10k ever in their lives before. We get folk who are just here to raise money for charity, just to get round and right up at the sharp end. The great ones, and as always, a world-class elite field assembled here. We saw some tremendous athletes in action on Friday night in the Court Bank Great City Games. And of course, distance running fans, this is the one who we're looking forward to. Highlights on BBC a bit later on, and of course, currently live on the telly right now. and I'm sure many of you will have the recorders set and plan to enjoy this when you get back tonight, and most of all, enjoying your recovery and that great sense of achievement that comes from doing something like this. Just a few minutes to go till we introduce you to our elite women, and then the
Finish area, looking to get yourself a spot on Deansgate. That does fill up very, very quickly. Again, the pavements are narrow there. Lots of points to watch around the course. There are big screens as well at Spinning Fields, and also a brand new one this year at the south end of Deansgate, the Deansgate Station as well. There is a big screen which will be trained on the event as well, showing the BBC coverage, and later on the finish line as well. So do head to Deansgate nice and early if you are looking to get yourself a prime spot to watch your runners come through a little bit later on.
For the Coral Bank City Games. Junior mini runs yesterday, and this truly is the one. Hashtag Great Manchester Run. Share your stories, share your memories of what's going to be an amazing day.
road, please. Yeah.
They tell me I'm too young to understand. They say I'm caught up in a dream. Life will pass me by.
Well done, Jordan, in your bet for Alzheimer's. Well done, James. Well done, William. Well done, William.
Just crossing the line there, Manchester's Jamie Moore, the former British European and boxing champion, racing money today for about 4 or 5 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes. Don't forget, catch all the action from today's event on BBC 2 at 6 o'clock this evening. Go home and watch it. You can also watch it on the BBC iPlayer as well. 35,000 people will cross this finishing line today. Thank you so much, Manchester.
Baby, so it just shows you that you can come back. Those of you who've already had a child and have used that as your retirement excuse, afraid not. Sorry, back running. She'll be heading for Rio, hopefully, in the 10,000 metres at the Olympic Games later on this year. Into the final countdown then, we've got Denise Welch, the birthday girl, right at the front as well, running for Teenage Cancer Trust. Good luck to you, Denise. Enjoy your birthday as much as you can when it involves 10 kilometres. We are counting down our penultimate wave, the huge green wave, who by the sound of their reception a minute ago, they are ready for this. You woke up this morning, you've had quite a long wait until your lunch.
Let's crank up another Manchester anthem as we get the green wave of the Great Manchester Run underway.
She's now taken this title 3 times.
90 seconds or so, we're just waiting for the final tick from our course clearance team at the start. We are due to go bang on time, 13:30. The final few thousand, the best looking wave. Tell us off you all later, please. We've got a baby, by the way, I've just been pointed out, a baby at the start line who is asleep currently, right about 10 yards from the starter's pistol. I'll give you an update in a minute as to whether it's still asleep, very shortly. We're into the final minute then, the countdown music is going. We just added a little headwind for you, just...
I have to say we have got a fantastic team here at the start of the 2016 Great Manchester Run. I think those guys had an alarm call about 3 o'clock in the morning. There were people still coming home from the night before when early this morning they started to build this amazing sight that is the start line. You're part of the world's favourite run, and we want to wish each and every one of you the very best to run as the world's greatest distance